Thank you all for sticking around. It is the post-game show continuing here on the Kings Broadcast Network. My name is Jordan Kiss, now joined by Associate Coach Dwight Lee. And Dwight, here we are again. Another chance of the third period for this Kings team. You have a 3-1 lead going into the third, but 4 goals for Chilliwack. The difference as they come away victorious 5-3 here today.
Yeah, no, we made some mental errors there in the third, and it cost us the win.
We'll get to the third period. As always, we'll go period by period. First period, I don't think it was one of the more energetic starts this Kings team has had in the first periods, but at the end of the day, you still got that opening goal from Anthony Yu. Chilliwack ties it late on a power play goal of their own, but I think considering for maybe not one of the first periods that we're used to seeing out of this Kings team, I think you got to be pretty satisfied coming out of it with a 1-1 tie.
Yeah, no, I thought we came out with some good energy in the first, and there were certain parts of our game that I thought we were effective. I thought our forecheck looked pretty good, and we had more presence in the offensive zone, locking them in and getting secondary chances. So, and then that first goal there with UE, that's a nice forecheck there, and so some good things in the first period, and then the power play goal against, another one where it's something that's correctable, and all in all, pretty good first period, but tough to give up the power play goal.
Yeah, well, you extend that lead early on in the second. You get a power play goal from Adam Mendelson. Great setup from Jace Hart with a hard cross-ice feed as Adam scored his second power play goal in as many games. That made it 2-1, and then Peoria ticks on. I think you guys were very good defensively in that second period. You got in Chilliwack's way, got your sticks in the passing lanes, broke up a lot of plays, and Owen Crudale was very good as well. And then you extend that lead to 2 on just a shot towards the goal, kind of take some bounces, and Kylie Green able to put it in between the legs of Austin McNicholas.
Yeah, kind of leading up to that goal, we kind of had some good puck movement from the point there, had a couple of looks to the net, and one just went wide, and we were able to recover pucks, get them back to the point, and Greener found a loose puck just off to the side of the net there and tucked her home, and and then on Mendelson's goal, that was a really nice feed there from Jacer, and definitely had a strong second period.
You talk about that goal, a strong second, and you're coming off a strong second. Going into the third period, you're up by 2, but right off the bat, Chilliwack came out hot. They had a great opening shift, and then scored, not long after. Yeah. It's tough because we had a couple of tilts there in that was in the third there. Yeah. We lost a couple of key contributors on our team. It was a good thing that we're standing up for one another, and nice hit there by Lasky, nice step up in the neutral zone, and a good response by our group to stick up for one another. But the repercussion of that is we lose a good defender and a forward that's been producing for us. So I guess it was happy with the response, but then it didn't help there losing those bodies there. But going in, and then in the third there, like a couple of mistakes there around the net. Plays that goals that we could have prevented, and that's a tough one there because I think it was the go-ahead goal. There was a whistle. Definitely heard a whistle there. So tough one, but on our end we can't let that stuff happen. We need to be protecting our net front and clearing pucks out. Yeah. So I think on a lot of those goals, it's all kind of scramble plays around the net where we're need to get the puck out. Yeah. We'll get to those goals a little bit more quickly, but you mentioned, the fighting and the physical play. First off, that hit from Henrik Lasky, that was unbelievable. That's probably one of the hardest hits I've seen since I've been with this team. But then, immediately after, Christian Morrow drops the gloves and standing up for his team and trying to get some energy. And then Owen Thomas goes toe-to-toe with Jack Sparks. And not a lot of guys make Owen Thomas look small, but Sparks 6'8". But Thomas stood his ground. They went punch for punch. And then, it's hard to know how this Kings team will respond after this, especially because those were the first two fights this season.
Yeah.
But first off, you kind of touched on this, but how nice is it to see for your team to really start caring and even though you lose them, these guys step up and try to bring some life into this Kings team when things maybe aren't the brightest right now, and they step up. And how do you find the way your team kind of responded to that moment?
It's definitely important that you have that camaraderie and you're sticking up for one another. So, after the hit, there was, guys getting in Lasky's face, and, we had a response from our group, and everybody was in there, and, and that's, good teams have that where they, there's no hesitation sticking up for one another. And, one day it's going to be you sticking up for somebody, and then next thing later down the road, it's going to be somebody sticking up for you. And that's just, just how it goes on good teams. And, but yeah, and I think with Morrow there, he was, guy kind of, started giving him some shots, and he was, wasn't going to take it, and they went at it. And then, with Owen there, with Owen Thomas there, that's a couple of full-on heavyweights going at it and exchanged some big blows. And, so, I mean, it gives you a lot of energy. It shows that your team is competitive, willing to stick up for one another. And there's a positive there. And then, it doesn't help though when a couple of guys that have been really helping us, some contributors there that are not having them, that definitely didn't help either.
Well, again, we go back. It's 3-1 lead going into the third. Chilliwack scores 4 times, but 3 of those goals you mentioned scrambly plays, going to the front of the net, make what you want of them. If you saw what happened, very Crudale, contacted, and I think on all 3 of them, unintentionally by Chilliwack, by his own team. I think easily those calls could have gone the other way, but I think a frustrating way for those goals to go in 3 very similar situations.
Yeah, definitely. There was a bit of a theme with how they were able to put pucks in our net, and so something, we need to address for sure, and we got to prevent those type of goals, and it's a collective effort to defend that front of the net area, and we could have been better with that tonight.
But you give up the lead. You're down 4-3, but you have a chance. You have an opportunity. This is the same thing. An opportunity in the third period when you really need it. You get that power play. It's a 6-on-4 power play. Mm-hmm. You get one look from the side of the net, but after that, the Chilliwack kind of quickly goes down the other way and ices the game with an empty netter. Yeah, no,
we had some good shots coming down the flank. We had good traffic. Chilliwack did a good job of defending their net front in those instances there. So, there was a good effort there to get back at it. And for tomorrow, need to find ways to get those greasy ones and stop them on our end.
I think you could learn a little bit from what Chilliwack did, is get to the front of the net, get those greasy goals. But again, third period scoring. Not there today. Obviously, when you're up by 2, you feel like you don't need it. But, third period, it's still, you're 20 games in now, and you've only got 12 third period goals. Is it starting to weigh on this team that they haven't really been able to get the job done in third periods, like night in and night out?
Hey, if you're gonna pull off wins, like, you're gonna need to be productive in the third period. It's probably reflected in our record there that we haven't been able to generate enough in the final frame. So, got to definitely reflect on that, and whether it means that we need to improve our conditioning, or if it's just execution, or we're in our own hands, we got to figure it out, and we got to be better.
Well, then you go against the Chiefs tomorrow, third straight time, one more time. This is Kings team that knows they can beat this Chilliwack team. What is it going to take to find a way to get 2 points tomorrow?
Yeah, cleaning up those errors. The power play goal. Some just strategy. Not allowing that shot from around the net, and being better around our goalkeeper, tying up those sticks, getting pucks away. There was a puck that sat there. We needed to clear it out of harm's way, and winning those little battles in front of the net on both sides of the ice. Right, we talked about how they were able to score on a lot of scramble plays, crashing and hacking and whacking around our net. Coming up with the puck and getting it out of harm's way is going to be a focal point of what we're communicating with our team, and then on the other end, doing what we need to offensively to get to those areas and win battles. So I think that's probably a theme, is that we got to win the battles around the net on both sides of the ice.
Well, the Kings will do battle with the Chiefs one more time tomorrow, trying to come away with a win here from the Hat Parker Arena. Dwight, thank you as always for your time, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks for having me.